that it's a DNF victory. So we'll see if she's actually a time traveler.
Powerful.
Or if she's just making signs in the audience. DNF start on the blue side here. Might help.
Maybe. Really, it hasn't been the laning. It hasn't been the drafts. It's just been very consistently the level of play that we've seen from DNF when it comes to the mid-game. The objective setups, the rotations around the map, the side laning, the team fighting, all of it just not quite the level where it needs to be. For T1, we did see obviously a lot of struggles early in the season. We had Guma and Smash still rotating. We had Doran heavily underperforming compared to where he has been ever since, I want to say like 2022, right? When he moved towards that. 2022 he did already move to Gen G, right? Yes, 2022, 2023. And we'll see if T1 can just rely on the current form of their players to end this swiftly and inch ever closer to Hanwha Life, currently still pretty decently ahead of them in the standings, but the fact that they're playing a head-to-head match makes this, even a single game drop, could be a big dealer for T1's chances at locking himself into the double elimination part of the road to MSI.
Yeah, it's definitely a big win to get into that top two. Hanwha Life, if T1 wins tonight, Hanwha is only a game win ahead of them. They are like 4.
It's 4. Game score would be, if they 2-0, game score would be 4.
Yeah.
But they are playing each other.
They're a series ahead of them.
Yeah.
So it would be 12-11 at that point. Looking for the Gwen here into the Rumble. So Doran going to be picking that one up. And the Talia, which was hovered earlier, does get sniped here by Faker.
So we're not picking Xin Zhao. Interesting. Nameplates off. DN Freaks draft. Impeccable. Get Yone into Talia, which is one of the few matchups where I have seen the Talia really struggle, because Yone has many ways to circumvent her E, and obviously once you get on top of the Talia, she does not really do a lot. Then you have the Yone Sejuani combo, which is crazy, and Yone Rumble. And I was really hoping that it was going to be the Xin Zhao. But we do instead see Oner on Skarner. Not super that's not an exciting topside, Veldes. That is not, like, it's fine.
Yeah.
But it's not great. Like, very heavy on the AP, very low on the actual damage, especially early on.
It just kind of feels like they picked up comfortable picks for themselves. I don't know. It doesn't feel very impactful, like you're saying. But let's see what the rest of the draft does look like here. Nico is going to be banned, which means maybe they want to go for a Renata lane this time around, which wouldn't be surprising with Keria. Alistair, very common to command away from red team.
There are two angles. Either you go for like Ashe Renata comes to mind, right? That's one that you can head towards. Any Renata lane, I think, for Keria, because his Renata is crazy good. And the enemy team is very short-ranged. Or you go towards like Jhin, and then with Jhin you can basically slam whatever you feel like, whatever Keria wants to play. Except, I guess, Renata. That's not a pairing you want to try.
Jhin Renata?
Yes. Xayah does get taken on the board. Rakan still open as well. Instead, with the power of Skarner, I think this makes a little bit more sense, but I think this draw for T1 is fine, but it doesn't really blow me away, Veldes.
Yeah, it's not very heavy singular AD damage.
Also,
it's just like an MF ult, and that's about it.
It's also T1, right? I feel like often their drafts really tailor towards what their strengths are, but this really doesn't feel like it has that oomph thus far. Senna would make sense. And then you can go, what, Rel? Alistair's out. You can go Poppy as well if you don't want to run the risk.
Nautilus
doesn't quite get cooked as hard by a possible Poppy pickup. It's going to be the Rel here for Keria. It's a no-brainer. I mean, both of these drops are fine. If you could nameplates off, pick one, I'd definitely want to be DN Freaks. You have 100%. A crazy strong top side. You have a Senna, which these type of skirmish comps, I think it really bolsters them because you can go for these longer fights without too much risk. And then you have Nautilus to kind of tie it all together with the Sejuani. It's a really good 2v2 unit as well. And it's one of those comps where you have a lot of CC, but going Mercs doesn't feel that great because you're playing into Yone, right? Like, it doesn't do anything for the knock-up. from the Nautilus. There's a lot of damage in general. For T1, I think the damage just a little low if you don't execute cleanly. Oh, it's T1, so we're gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, but I could definitely see issues for this comp. You start falling behind. Imagine if MF is behind and you're forced into early skirmishes and you're like, you're Skarner and then Talia is just sitting on like Archangels and then the enemy team Yone just ults in and just kind of booms you.
Yeah, I feel like T1 from the red side, they kind of...
It's fine. It's just fine.
I don't know. Just makes me uncomfortable. Like, you're going up against an S-tier draft here on the side of TNF.
If there was a... Even though I get why you want to avoid man, but like even Xin Zhao, just so Oner's on the carry as opposed to a tank. You know, Oner on the tank always makes me a little suspicious.
I mean, if they go in and the Skarner gets the Impale, he's going to like that. So maybe that's the angle for the Skarner. Bit of disengage there and protection. But here we go. Game number 1 is loaded up. Let's hop onto the Rift. All right, game number 1, match 78. DNF. They're already locked into Rise Group. They don't have a lot of upward movements. They're almost locked into 10th place as well. I think it's not 100% because they still have 3 games left, and so do DRX, and DRX only have 4 wins, whereas they have 1. So potentially, technically, they can still make it through. They would have to win all 3 of their matches, and DRX would have to lose all 3 of theirs and have the other tiebreakers match up, which I haven't done the math on. So for them, it's really just about trying to get yourself into a place where you feel comfortable as a team, because they have not looked comfortable as a team, especially their team fighting their macro. That I think is where it all kind of falls apart in the mid game. You mentioned it before, the drafts are fine. This draft is excellent. The laning is fine. Sometimes they even win lane. It's just about transitioning after that has been extremely difficult for them for some reason.
And it's hard to pinpoint. I always, when it comes to team fighting and setups, go to the support and jungle duo, because those are generally the ones that will make a lot of the in-team fight calls, right? Like, they're the ones that decide when to go in. Even if you end up playing carries, outside of like actual carries, like we see with the Kindred last game, for example. Even if you're playing something like Xin Zhao, you have a lot of agency as to when you go in, when you start fights. But that hasn't really been working out for them. Keria taking a good amount of damage. I feel like they could have even extended that trade if they wanted to. Both tanks clearing from bot to top, as Doran did actually go for the exhaust here. So it makes him more susceptible to getting ganked in lane, but I do like the exhaust into both the run, but even against Yone, I actually think you can get a good amount of value from it.
That was nice CSing. Life kind of messed up the first one, but then he spared his own blushes a little bit later on by setting that one up nicely. You know, we saw the win rates for the DNF champions. Obviously, because they don't win very often, they're not going to be high, but Duda was like 3 and 4 on Rumble. So if there is a champion that they have success on, that they're actually getting wins, nice dodge by Keria there, that was pretty interesting. It is going to be stuff like the Rumble, even the Nautilus for life. I think Bulldog had a win on Yone, so you know, they've at least gotten wins on these champs, whereas they don't really have that many game wins.
Also, I do know that VODs would blame me if DNF win a game.
Yes. I mean, you did say at the start of the day that, oh, it's a 4-0 day. That's a pretty quick one today. And then,
well, I kind of knew
and then
that,
DK won game
I kind of knew about the first one, but that wasn't true. I just, you know, I was being a bit of a doomer.
Yeah. Well...
Also, my words have no impact on outcome of games.
Okay, you say that, but they've had a lot of impact so far.
Well, but the things would happen independently of... Like, I could say right now, man, Keria's playing so well. He's doing exceptional. And it's not like Keria is now randomly going to jump into multiple people.
Although that has happened many a time.
Well, yes, but more often it's happened, or I say something and it doesn't happen.
I mean,
no,
you
like,
said it when he's outside of the lane. He's not going to do it now.
That's my point. But there's a lot of scenarios we talk about a player and we're hyping them up and nothing happens. But our brain wants to see patterns in chaos.
Okay, I understand where you're coming from, and in general life, you're correct, but at the LCK, it's not true. Curses are real.
Because we get too much?
They are real at the LCK. I've seen it so many times that
Well, it's because you've been here for 8 years.
I'm a believer.
Yeah, but for 8 years, you've been here 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Talking about League of Legends. So there's going to be a lot of times where you say stuff and then it will just naturally line up.
I mean, I don't have 100% caster curse ratio. I feel like you are nearing it, though. You're very, very good at it. Much better than the rest of us, which we have data on. Yeah, I mean,
why am I getting?
There he is. It's just the way it goes.
What do you mean it's just the way it goes?
It is what it is, Chronicler. It's okay.
All right. Not a lot of action there in this early game, huh?
Yeah, I mean, DNF are definitely one of our teams that they're more of like the passive style. And I think that when you run out of confidence, you do lean towards that more often than not.
Just wait and hope that they run into your turret at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you're just not very proactive because it doesn't feel like anything's going right for you.
Well, that's the actual reason, but...
Yeah.
You're just going to be more passive. Hope the opponent makes a mistake that we can capitalize on, right? Instead of creating opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Like this one, which is actually very good for DNF. Nice hook there by Life. It's not going to lead to all too much with the Senna just sitting back and farming.
Not too bothered by that Ascena, though. Just enjoying yourself, slowly farming up. Berserker up in gold, but obviously Guma is sitting on a call. So once that is cashed out, unless we see Berserker answering kind, and call and Senna feels kind of bad. Not going to be the case, I don't think. Berserker, though, going to just be looking to get as many souls as possible and scale up. This Pyoshik does get the crab.
Crab fight victory for DNF.
He like an announcer voice, like crab fight victory.
That's what I did. Dudu nearly dying here. The exhaust is almost there. Doran probably wishing he had flash, as the exhaust didn't do a whole lot. Kind of just slowed him down, and then he just ran away.
Or hit your needles. That would have.
Well, yeah,
would have helped.
That's what the exhaust is for, right? But if you use the exhaust and you don't hit the needles, then the exhaust just didn't get much value, did it?
Really didn't. Doran does have TP advantage, so he's able to just get straight back to his lane. Should be able to further cement his lead. Dudu with the Swifties. Does have a little bit of extra movement speed, so that's nice at least. Maybe that was why he could dodge it.
You know, we had Humalife DK Game 3. We had our first blood at like 17 minutes and 45 seconds.
It was late. It was late, Valdas.
It was very late. I do wonder if it broke the record. It did, actually, because it was 17 minutes and 26 seconds previously here for this season of the LCK. So it broke the record. This one looking a little bit like that.
Maybe. So we have Bro and Brew.
Yeah. What are you brewing today?
DNF and drink.
Yeah, DNF and drink.
All right. My drink of choice for tonight, probably tea.
For tonight?
Just a cup of tea, when I get home. Because I can't drink coffee when I go home, right? It'll be too late.
What about right now? You're just drinking water?
Just water.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just a water drinker. Nothing too crazy.
Yep. Water Walter with us today. DNF is just going to flash away from that one. Life just says, no, I would rather not fight. Whereas T1 are very much wanting to fight. Double stun comes through. Now Berserker's going to flash away. Life in a really rough spot, but it is a Nautilus. As Bulldog comes over, the Nagamana Keria is big. The bullet time, though, in a Pyoshik is bigger. And eventually he will go down as Faker picks up that kill in the 2-for-1 trade. T1 definitely going to enjoy that right before the grubs do spawn.
Doran, I think, has his ult still primed, yeah.
I'm waiting for it. This time, okay, that one was very off, but very close to getting the kill once again. Feels like Doran is getting very close, but not quite there.
Dudu can also still equalize if he was already in trouble, so wasn't too scared off. That lack of confidence is something I think we see right there. So the first disengage is right, because Faker has his ult, right? So like Bulldog can never join the play in time.
Okay, little dodge here. As Bulldog gets away from the Skarner, who does not have Impale. Used it in the last fight.
Pioshik does get a crab. But yeah, so the first disengage I think was good, like the flash that we see just before this happens. But then here it feels like there was a real opportunity for DNF to try and make a play here, as Guma gets ulted early so he can just go for a big ult. I feel like Bulldog could have maybe looked for an ultimate there with the extension and then get both Guma and maybe do enough damage to Oner so the Berserker can walk up.
Yeah. Instead, it was just Impale on top of bullet time and it didn't get stopped.
Yes. Yeah, and I don't... This is one of those things, like, I feel like Bulldog should have just ulted there, but maybe the team call was, no, we need to disengage. Like, we don't know what's being said in comms. But that does feel like a missed opportunity, as Pioshik might be walking in... Oh, no, he is a ward. He is not walking into the trap. He is fine.
Yeah. He said Juwani.
Impale's ready. They can just go for Dudu.
Yeah, I mean, this is a 3v2. Stun comes in, there's the Impale, and you see Pioshik is going to help him out. Dudu able to flash away. And so he stays alive underneath this turret. Impale and the Magnet Storm down now.
Still a big win, though, getting a flash. Well, there is a member there. Maybe a punish on Doran here. Does get slowed.
He is the Gwen, so... A huge gasp from the audience as Gwen dashes.
Maybe just walk up. Feel like you can maybe at least get the exhaust. Realistically, I don't think you kill Doran ever there, but particularly with Senna that only has Shiv. We talked a lot about the Shiv. I think the Shiv makes sense. I think in this comp you can get away with going Cleaver. I do feel like going Cleaver by default always feels a little bit rough to me because there are setups where you just need to actually do damage, in which case building some real crit items will do a lot more. But in this case, you're also playing alongside the Yone, right? So I do think you get a ton of value out of a possible Cleaver. As Dragon now started for DNF.
We're just going to get it.
Yep.
T1 are like, nah, we're not interested. It's an Infernal into an Ocean. So that's going to be the play here as Keria flashes in for that one. I think that was his real flash. As now Guma just trying to ult the wave, but might be punished for this one. Uses his cleanse just to get the slow off.
If he opens with Equalizer, might have actually gotten the kill there. Or at least the flash. Realistically, Guma shouldn't die, but just a flash would be nice.
Yeah. Feels like DNF players definitely hold on to their ults a little bit too long.
Hesitation.
Yeah.
It's the enemy of success, Veldes.
It's why slumps happen. We do have Doran finding Dudu, who now he's got his Equalizer, but he's kind of just on the run here with this phase rush. The exhaust not able to do all too much. He's going to hit the needles this time as he dashes forward. One more auto would do it, but Dudu even able to burn a bit as Doran gets very close to dying. Oh man, he was so close to finally getting that first kill onto Dudu, but not this time.
Riftmaker might end up being what saves him there. Without Riftmaker, and I think he also had Potion ticking as well as a cookie, that could have been a counter kill for Dudu. Actually ends up being very close. Pioshik obviously not going to be able to catch Doran there. Doesn't want to try and play for a cancel. And this is what we talked about, like the laning from DNF is actually not bad, right? Like, obviously Dudu has almost died, but he hasn't. Is not even that far behind in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
The real issue is when we look at bot lane. Because Guma has been picking up a lot of plates. He also cashed out his call. And he also is up about 2 waves.
Yeah. Especially because he's the sole AD source. He needs to be fed. Especially on MF, right? Because there are times where MF, you can get a nice bullet time off, but you know, are you doing consistent damage in the fights? Not as much as some other AD carries. So at least if he's fed, his auto attacks are also going to do a lot of damage. So it just feels like it shores up one of the potential weaknesses of T1's draft. And so he's really just loving his position now. If it does go too late, though, the Senna is going to be an issue, as the Impale will come down after the smite due to no flash here, just trying to walk this one off. But Pioshik in good position this time. In comes Faker, though, and he cleans up the battle, as Pioshik now alone against 4 people, but the TP is coming in. As now Bulldog, looking for the angle, is going to ult, but it just gets flashed away from him. He's flashing in, he wants the kill, and he's just gonna die. Life goes in, and he gets locked into the wall as well. Faker's on a streak already. A killing spree of 3, and the engage there from DNF does not pay off.
A for effort, C for concept, and E for execution there for DNF. Unfortunately, not quite working out. Despite their... Yeah, that was... Oh. Tried their hardest. Might have just wanted to let the player go down, and then... Yeah, when it comes to the actual execution of the fight, not something that we really want to see back, but we're going to look at this again. So Oner starts this, there's no flash, which means that he has a very free impale. A lot of damage comes down, but there are no needles available, so Dudu stays alive for a good amount. And then here Faker is able to snip up that kill, that's nice. Then Keria goes in a little bit too early here, doesn't quite perfectly time the crash down, but it's still fine. And then Bulldog misses his ult, is forced to flash, and still doesn't have the damage because Faker has Archangels. So Yone just used flash, TP, Dudu died, and then Life also died. And now the game is kind of done. Because now Faker's 3-0.
Yeah.
And they're 3.5k gold behind at 15 minutes. And while all of that was going on, I'm pretty sure Guma was, he was just farming.
He was bot.
He is now 1.4k gold.
He was bot, he got the turret, and then he just rotated up to mid. Berserker, the whole time, he was just in mid. He didn't have his ult either, so he wasn't able to help from mid. So he was just farming. The AD carries weren't a part of that fight at all.
Yeah, level 1 Senna ult is so long. I don't know how much it is, but it's like, I think it's close to 2 minutes. It's actually...
It's about 2 years, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Not looking too hot there, VODs.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those rough situations. Like, it's kind of hard to really criticize DNF for trying to go in there because it's like, when will they go in there? You know, like it feels like we can say, oh, they're being too passive, but then when they go in, it's not looking good because the execution isn't good. As Guma just gonna get caught, just straight up caught here in the bush. Can they actually kill him? Yes, they can. As now Faker's making his way over. That was a very interesting ult from the Sejuani. Berserker just hitting 2 walls, and the impale on the right side of the fight is huge. Bulldog does get over there, does get a kill onto the support, but Life is definitely dead, as is Pioshik. Not the cleanest fight, but Guma does bait them into a really rough spot, as now Bulldog, he is getting run down here by the mid and jungle duo. Oner gonna lock him into the wall, and that is gonna be the end of him, as Faker 4-0-5 already.
Meanwhile, Doran is just snipping away as this starts with a pretty big... I don't know, Guma, why are we defending that river by ourselves? I don't know. Has some spills still end up going down, but a lot of resources are invested in making this happen. And then Berserker gets basically 1v1 by Faker, so doesn't really get to play the game. And then Bulldog joins by the time the fight's already lost. And with Gwen, if she just gets to do multiple 4-stack snips in these type of fights and hit multiple people, she's going to completely obliterate. As what is this? Come on now.
Ox is here today, by the way. And okay, so that was the...
This is just this is what, the third, the fourth today?
It's at least the third in a row. We started out with Mountain.
If we have the Chronicler Curses aren't real cam, I want to see an empty couch for Ox cam. Okay? I want fair...
What is he even doing?
Just treatment. Well, clearly not watching the game. Yeah.
Yeah, look.
Unacceptable.
Even little Tibbers is disappointed.
It's not okay.
I mean, 3 in a row is actually unacceptable.
Should have a serious talking to.
Oh, we will.
Yeah.
We will, yeah.
Not by me, I don't think I'm very good at serious talking to.
You don't like confrontation? Huh.
I've gotten a lot better.
You have, yeah. We have kind of trained you. I don't think you purposely wanted to be better at confrontation, if you know what I mean.
I kind of do.
Oh, you do?
Well, yeah.
Well, you analyzed it as one of your weaknesses.
Yes. So actually, you guys helped me out a lot.
No problem.
I got a turret. That's nice.
I feel like Atlas really leading the charge on that one.
Yep.
Dudu is dead underneath the turret. They're even going to use the Impale here. Doran underneath the turret will be fine. So 2v1, and with no Baron especially, and no Otacon spawned, of course Oner can just be there. And diving the turret from this far ahead. They're 7,000 gold ahead.
That was very funny. See that little goober took the mist for Guma there, so he didn't get CC. It would be fine. That would have been funny.
Wow, Faker denied the objective bounty.
Yeah, this game is not going to last for a lot longer, Feldas.
Yeah, I feel like this is I wouldn't even call it a sigh of relief. I feel like T1 have definitely been much better about cleaning up their gameplay in recent weeks. So I don't even think it's relief. I think it's just... Okay, nice flash there from Faker. Good angle, actually, with the Mega Cone. That's the action I like to see with the engaged Mega Cones. But yeah, I think it's good if you're a T1 fan. You look at this, you're like, yeah, this is the way it should be, right? My team's taking them very seriously.
No flash.
I say that, and immediately Faker's going to get caught here. Even the Senna ultimate over the top, but Oner is here. The guardian of Faker, going to keep him alive as he flashes in and helps him out. Nice little setup from Life to try to make that possible. This time the hook is going to miss. And they're just waiting for Guma to join. And once that happens, T1 might consider taking a fight. But for now, just backing them off of this objective.
A lot of ultimates gone for DNF. Could just go Otacon here. I like the call. I actually think this is a good one. Only thing you have to be very careful of is due to his equalizers. Faker, TP in the mid, but probably going to get the shove in and then uses wall to get over here.
He's just going for the turret. They're just pulling this out. They're not even doing the objective. Nobody's here. And so Faker maybe just gets a free turret. And Studa doesn't want to use the equalizer with the Otacon being pressured. He'll root on an Oner. But realistically, no Sejuani ultimate at this point. No Nautilus either. And so they're not really finding angles to engage at this point, especially down about 7,500 gold.
Yeah, T1 could do Otacon. I think we've reached that point where they're fed enough. I respect that they don't.
Fight over the blue. A bunch of damage goes into Pioshik. Impale hits only Life, but it seems like they have the damage so much used just to kill the Nautilus. But T1 is that far ahead that they can expend all of their abilities just to take out one guy, and then they can do the Otacon.
I think this is contestable for DNF. I actually think the right call is to try and go for this. You have Senna and Yone very soon. Faker's going to look for a wall off.
Yeah, I think the wall just stops him. Although it is Sejuani, so they have to be careful about Pioshik, and the wall is not going to wall him off, but Faker himself will get the job done. Bulldog does go in, the engage comes out, but look at that ult from the Yone. Bulldog keeps all of them away from the rel engage. As Keria, maybe just a little bit of zoning as well, just making sure everybody gets out alive. Either way, the follow-up wasn't there, and the Otacon does go to T1.
But bounties for DNF, which is something. They get the turret. It's not enough, Feldas. It's nice, though. 6k gold lead now still for T1, but they did get a little smaller, as it is indeed Oner. It's just Life, but he does have, I'm pretty sure his Aftershock still running, so Guma also invests his ult, and then the equalizer's not great. Imagine if they still the equalizer here, because this combo from Bulldog and Berserker actually ends up doing a lot of damage, with both Guma and Faker getting caught in that. If they did...
Well, we got a little fight here, as this time it's going to be Faker who's caught. Not sure how he got himself into that predicament. But that's a big shutdown now. Didn't see who the kill went over to, but either way, it's a lot of gold going over to DNF. And this was pretty much an unlosable game.
Bounty.
Yeah, it's another bounty. It's going to delay the Dragon Soul. I mean, we only had 2 dragons up to this point, which is pretty low. But either way, it's still a nice little win here for DNF. Never say never.
So as I said earlier, clearly the game is not over yet.
You absolutely said that. Yeah, I was here.
Clearly the game is not over.
I remember, yeah.
And anyone that says anything to the contrary is a fool and should be made fun of, is what I said. Because we
I remember you saying that, yeah.
Yeah, we can clearly see that gold graph swinging back up.
So how did this happen? Oh, yes. Banana Brush Ward.
Playing for Crab. Come on, Faker. It's very straightforward.
Oh, it went to Dudu. He got 1,079 gold.
It's not bad. He's still 1k gold behind. But
I mean, they still have that supreme wombo combo. Like, we saw 2 parts of it.
They can still win.
If you get the equalizer on top of that, and Bulldog hits some big ults.
If you hit Faker and Guma with an ult, you do just win. Like, I know Gwen's there, and Gwen is really good in fights.
And very fed.
But I do truly think if Berserker and Bulldog line up well, and Bulldog hits Faker and Guma, I think you win. Like, I think you just win the fight.
Yeah.
There needs to be maybe an equalizer, you know, like a little bit more damage. Just the combo alone isn't enough, but...
Yeah.
Oh, and the same trap.
Uh-oh.
It's just this. He knows, right? Right?
Yes. Well, he's still going to get flashed on. And here comes Bulldog. Uh-oh, that was a very interesting combo. Either way, Faker trying to flash away from this one. And Pale is big with Keria coming in over the top. The bullet time is huge. As T1, they gather up. They use all their ultimates together. And their wombo combo is the better one. The equalizer is good, but they don't really have the damage. Bulldog goes back in as he says, well, I'm probably not getting out of this one. Or at least that's what I hope he said. And now Dudu being chased down pretty fast and actually decently tanky. T1 still going to win the fight and take out the jungler, so now they get a free Baron.
If that ult hits and Faker dies, maybe that fight is salvageable. But the anti-synergy in DNF remains very strong.
Life hooked him out of the ult, right?
Yes. That did happen. Because he's ulted! He's ulted! You ulted him life!
Oh no.
Because Faker dies. Is that enough to win this fight? I'm going to be honest. It probably doesn't matter. Like, I think that T1 was very ready. The entire squad was there. Like, Faker knew that they had a trap there, right? You could see it based on his movement. Faker dies there, they still lose the fight. But the mental damage you do by stuff like that happening, oh my god, that's not good, Feldas. I'm not playing, and that hurt me.
It was a painful moment that we all had to experience together.
You had, the ult was, they would not...
Yeah. I know. Bulldog is probably not very happy. As he had the lineup, it was very nicely set up by Life. You know, the gank itself was fine, but the hook was obviously not. And that was your opportunity to take out Faker once again. Do have an objective bounty on the bottom side of the map. No one seems to be here, but with the Baron, T1 are looking for more than denying bounties. They want to win this game. Faker pushing mid, rest of the team in the top lane. And the timing of this is very good. They're going to crash at the exact same time, and the wall is going to come down here. So now, Seismic Shove is going to miss, but you've got all sorts of other engage, although that mostly hits a Sejuani. As now, TP coming in, Keria having to flash away. Knocked into the wall is Doran, but the Impale is going to get Bulldog. And the wallets, I think, are just a bit too heavy. Doran able to just run at them. As Pyosik, one by one, the dominoes do fall. Pyosik being the last one. And that's a triple kill here for Doran. And a final kill does go to Guma. And that will be the game that we thought was over a while ago. Had some bumps, some bruises, but T1 will win in the end.
That's domestic Doran, baby. Coming in hot on the Gwen.